Here's one I haven't hit. Isn't he a beauty? Oh, there he is. So I'm going in here to see if I can find some nettles. But I am going to have to battle the cedar trees to get through. Oh, almost there. Okay, this is the last one. All right. Let's see what we can find. It's February the 20th today, so I may or may not be too early. So far we've had such an incredibly dry February that we'll see if there's anything here. Okay. This part here was mud at some point. Let's see how muddy it is now. Like I said, it's been so dry. This is Vancouver Island in a rainforest. A dry rainforest. Oh, look what I did find. Looks like somebody's moved the dead leaves away from them. That's pretty cool. Look at them growing. I mean, the locusts. I think they're locusts. So terrible at knowing my wild plants. They're probably really tiny. Possibly just barely coming through all the dead maple leaves. Oh, here, I found one. I found one. There's a nettle. So, one of the first things I have to do is protect my hands. I brought 2 bags to put on my hands, and this is my bag for collecting nettles. So, put this one on. I've used garbage bags in the past, but I've also gotten stung in the past. Come on, little guy. See, got him. So that gives me some hope that there's more. I don't know if that's focusing or not. Maybe it's a better focus this time, because I'm just in the same like 18 inches away from that one. And I can see that there's more. Oh, I see. Oh my goodness, I see a whole bunch of them. This is almost too thick. You know what? I'm gonna have to almost need 2 hands for this. Never got as much off of that one as I was hoping. In fact, well, there it is. I'm not brave enough to do this without protection. I know other people know how to collect them without getting stung. But I don't like being stung. Even though, see, here's another one. Even though the sting isn't that bad, it can potentially last for a couple of days though. That's just it, right? Okay, I'm finding them here. Here's another one. I think I feel it coming through the bag. Ouch. I am finding more here. Whoops. I'm going to show you that one. There. Oh yeah, there it is. There's one. This is a perfect size for the springtime nettles. And by the way, just so you know, these nettles are not being killed. They will grow back. I'm just taking the tops off, not pulling the whole plant out. The taller they are, the stronger the stem is. It makes them a bit harder to pull out or to nip the tops off. Getting some beauties here. It'll make a wonderful tea or throwed. That's terrible English. Thrown into a stir fry at the last minute. I don't like to cook my nettles, because of course cooking will kill off nutrients. You have to dig them out a bit from the maple leaves. Yeah, they're still pretty tiny. Here's a bigger one. I don't know, is that even getting into the video? Not sure how many more I will pick, because I don't want too many at once, because then I can't eat them up quick enough. Anyway, look at the forest I'm in. And all these places you see here are potentially, or they are growing nettles. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Okay, let me show you more. So all these places, all of that will be having nettles inside on the ground. Huge area way down there. In among the ferns, in among the dead maple leaves on the ground. But the reason they're growing here is that there's some light coming in. It's not dead in the forest, because they do need some sun too. And there's 3 of them. Isn't that a beautiful thing? So this is what I've picked so far. I don't know how many more I will pick. Because I can come back for more, because I like them fresh. I'm gonna go back to Big Blue and make some wonderful tea. Often if I do the tea, I save the leaves. I didn't come that far. There's the fence I came over. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't like to throw them away, even after they're steeped, because they do make wonderful greens for in stir fries. These I will make into tea because I just love the tea. But in the past, when I've had lots of them, I often threw them into stir fries just at the very last second, just to kill the sting and wilt them slightly. Because I don't like to cook nettles. They're in their natural state, so why cook them and kill off the nutrients, right? So wonderful out here. I was going to say something. What was I going to say? Oh, I know. I was going to tell a story about the nettles. Actually, I'm looking down on the phone here. My story of the nettles. A few years, there was a few years in a row before, long years before I got into van life, when I was religiously eating nettles for a good month and a half in the springtime, every day, like really drinking the tea and throwing them in my food. And after about a month or so, this was quite a few years ago now, I noticed, I was still drinking coffee at that point. And I noticed after a month of religiously doing nettles every day, a couple times a day, sometimes 3 times a day, I'd drink tea. And after a month or so, the coffee I was drinking at the time started tasting so incredibly good. All the bitterness and whatever it is in coffee was not there. It was so delicious. So I was drinking, at that point I was drinking a little bit more coffee, which is kind of counteractive for drinking nettle tea, because coffee kind of washes out nutrients, whereas nettles is trying to put them in. But anyway, then I stopped. Then the nettle season kind of went by with the fresh nettles, and so I stopped eating so many nettles and drinking so much nettle tea. And a couple weeks into that, the coffee started tasting like its old thing again. Started tasting the bitterness back. That was very, very interesting. I don't know why that was the case. It was really, really interesting. Actually, I'm thinking of another time. I don't know if it was before that or after that experience. I had a free container of a green, like a powdered green drink mix. I was taking, that was before, I think that was in November, December, so it wasn't nettle season at the time. And I was doing that, drinking that. And I think at that point, if I remember correctly, the coffee was tasting horrible. In fact, I had to stop drinking coffee because it was so bad tasting. So kind of an opposite experience between the very, very fresh nettles picked straight out of the ground and, oops, what happened to the light? Come on. And the powdered drink mix of the greens that were, you know, grown somewhere and done what they do to powder them. Yeah. So my little come on. I know the light was kind of funny. My nettles. Need to grab onto the nettles with. How much to put in? That's always the question. little bit more. This is my first taste of nettle tea this year, like fresh. Oh God, that feels like earth. Tastes like earth too. Tastes like the forest I was in. Smells like the forest I was in. Yes, that's what I need. Yes, nettle tea. If you're in an area where you can pick fresh nettles, do it. It's worth it. So many good things in there. So, bye for now. See you later. See you on my next video.